It's just going to be the Jeopardy song on repeat.
Oh, really?
Until you get sick of it.
Not Trent Reznor?
Do the final countdown. It's meant to get you to want it to be over.
Okay, what the hell? It's just one file. How bad could things go? Right?
Yeah. It's not even like your main files, right?
Right. What is my damn demo account?
All right. Link to the stream is in the
That's
IRC.
okay. Is Venmo case sensitive?
Yes, I think. No, it is not. It is case insensitive.
It is?
Yeah, I was able to punch in the lowercase version of myself, and I still arrive on the website correctly.
Okay. You pay.
Not sure if that is the same, if that's true for like a special Venmo URL.
I want to see if this actually works. This is kind of nuts. Okay, so if I go here, and I say, no, let's try this out. Dante.com/pay go. What happens with HT access? I really hate it when that happens. Yeah, I hear you.
Give me that good username.
What?
All right. Vanity Venmo.
Why is the down? Body and do web contact. Oh, please. Oh, fine. I will.
All right, everybody. It's 4:35. Had a bit longer than normal for our demos. I'm going to first say hello, everyone watching at home. We've had a great hack day here at Indie Webcamp NYC 2017, and everyone is furiously trying to finish their projects, but it's time to show off whatever you've got. So we're going to start screen sharing a browser here, and we'll see what everybody did today and yesterday. I'm happy to go first, so everyone can keep typing, at least for a moment. There were a couple of quick things that I did to my website that were previously broken. Tontech checked me in at a couple of places this weekend on Swarm, and I didn't realize that I had a bug in my site where these posts would show up almost completely blank. They would just show the tagline of like the date and the buy and the syndication. So I fixed that, so now people can check me in on Swarm like crazy, and the little maps and pins will show up on my site, which is fun. I also fixed up a, this is not really something I can demo, but I fixed up an issue with my MicroPub server for syndication, so I can now actually syndicate posts correctly. I'll write that up more when I write up what I did this weekend. But the big thing that I did was I've been thinking a lot about both accessibility of podcasts on the web and visual interestingness. And one thing that I was kind of aware of about video on the web is that you can have subtitle tracks as part of a video element on the page, but not as an audio element on the page. So I had this idea that maybe I could hack this by saying I have a video element, but its source is an audio file. And if I give it a poster image, it will actually give me some 2D space. And then within that, I can say, here's a subtitle track and see what happens. So I spent way too long figuring out how to create a subtitle track in the WebVTT format. And that's like the part of the process I'm really gonna have to streamline if I want to do this in the future. But I'm very happy to say that like all of this works. And if I turn on see closed captioning, then we actually see this video is playing, and it's not a video. Do we have audio here? I'm not sure where the audio is or where it's going. But yeah, that's kind of my big accomplishment today, was getting a demo of this working. It works in Chrome, it works in Firefox, it works in Safari, at least on my machine, hopefully for other people. And I would like to kind of explore this more as a way of showing visually interesting things to accompany audio on the web, because otherwise people would just use iTunes. So I think that's it. Of the things I said I was going to do that I put up on the wall, audio posts was one of them, and I did none of the back-end things that I said I would do. But you know, that's probably good enough. Okay, I've vamped as long as I can. Who would like to go next?
I can go next because I have to head out of here.
All right. Is there a URL you'd like me to pull up, or do you want
to? Sure. I can show it. Oh no, we all demoing off this.
Ideally, yeah.
Okay.
Demo machine for the lecture.
Cool. Yeah, you can go to. Let me see if it's updated now. No, it still isn't updated.
Live
Really?
English.
I wonder if this isn't working, Contact.
Like
Look.
the GitHub.io is updated, but this
But
is not.
this is not updating. That's really concerning. If you go to hannahdonovan.github.io, but this is.
Try opening in Firefox just to see if it's like a weird browser cache thing. Not gonna say that.
I'm gonna ask about the fun tiger.
Sure. What did you want to ask?
What does that mean?
It's for your interpretation.
Okay, so I have to figure out
What is a tiger to you? What is fun to you?
Okay. Okay. So my demo today was to get my project was to get my development environment working again. So
Yay.
my laptop was stolen, which was a total pain in the ass because obviously I lost all my stuff on there. And the most painful part of it is like setting up development environments and websites and things that I'm working on. So today, my goal for the weekend was to get that set up so that I could edit my personal site, which looks like this. And so what I did is I set it up using Man so that I can basically like run it on my machine. But the thing about Man, what is it?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I'm not actually sure what it stands for, but it basically allows you
I think it stands for Mac, Apache, MySQL, and PHP.
It basically lets, yes,
Yeah.
it basically lets you like run a server locally on your computer so that if you have any like backend stuff that you want to check out and work locally on, you have that there. So the thing about it is though, that's kind of annoying is that it's really optimized for one website at a time. And I actually wanted to be able to use it for both my personal site as well as this other project I'm working on right now for the URL gettrash.tv. So after a little bit of spelunking around with the docs and some help from Contact, we figured out how to do that by changing the config file for Apache. And now I can make changes to both my personal site here, which I did today, as well as my company site that I'm working on. So yeah, reverse spelling. So the change that I made today was pretty simple. It was really just editing this one paragraph of text here to update my bio because I haven't done that in a long time. So it was a small external facing change, but a big internal one, so that now I can just do shit again. That's my demo.
Awesome. Yay! All right. Who's next?
I got a super short demo.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that I have to run out of here, but I have to get to dinner tonight, so I'm gonna sneak away.
Alrighty. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for hosting.
Actually, I'm going to sneak an informal photo from here because that's the whole thing being demoed. All right, everyone. Smile for our informal demo photo. I'll act like you're hacking furiously if you want.
Fine.
Okay.
Cool.
I got something. Thanks. That's sweet. And if losing your development environment was like the most pain in the ass part of losing your laptop, that's actually kind of amazing.
Everything else was saved in the cloud. All my I didn't lose any documents or photos or anything. I've like back up everything like a monster. It was just losing these setups.
Yeah, that's all. That's what like everyone should do, but like rarely do I know someone who actually is able to recover like that.
Well,
So good job.
thanks. I feel like this is the hardest thing because it's one of those things that you do once and then you like forget about it, and like updating the files and like pushing changes, that's no big deal. But then you're like, oh wait, how did I set
Etsy
that up
posts,
once
HP.com,
upon a time? Like that's just like
Yeah.
it's like in many cobwebs of brains ago.
My demo is basically going to be about the things I've forgotten. It's the same thing.
One thing you might want to add to your, remember you duplicated your HTTP.com to HTTP.copy.com?
Oh yeah.
Rename that to that dash copy to dash vanilla.
Oh,
That's just like a minor
thank you.
suggestion.
That's
So
a really good
if you happen to be digging and be like,
vanilla. That's a good product, or what's the word? Good. That's
Habit?
a good word for good habit.
convention.
Or like default or something.
Yeah, there's a good chance that by looking at it, it's like self-documenting.
Yeah, then I'm like, oh right, this is what it was.
If someone else had done that, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's obviously this.
Yeah, that's good hygiene. Cool, thanks for the tip,
But
Tom.
great job.
Thank
That's
you.
like,
It didn't really feel like a whole lot, but thanks.
It's awesome.
I gotta run. I'm so sorry I have to leave you guys. I hope you have a really great rest of your demo, and
you want to see my 30-second demo here?
yeah.
I was going to do a bunch of things, but I decided to try to pick the thing that would take me the least coding.
Mhm.
And this is what I built: config.com/pay.
We can pay you.
Yeah.
So now if someone is like, hey, how do I like give you money, or like, can I borrow 20 and like pay you back like Venmo or whatever? Like, what's your Venmo name, or can I look you up? All that's a major pain in the ass. You should never have to type anything in except like config.com/pay. And then they can decide to like click on Venmo or click on PayPal and pay me.
You know what you should do though? Is add Square Cash, because they're less evil than Venmo because they don't let the money hang out in their account for you to
Straight to your
forget
bank
about it
account.
and taking interest on it. It goes straight into your bank account.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. There.
Whoa, you gave me a peso.
Pesa.
Peso.
No, pesa.
Republic, Philippines, 2017. Excellent. Okay.
By the way, I'm never gonna get rid of all those things.
Okay. This is designed for mobile, and then I just decided, screw it, desktop, people can figure it out. So if you're on a mobile, if you're on iOS or whatever, even Android, if you click on the Venmo link, it will go to the link for me on the browser, but it'll give you a little dialog that says open in Venmo app. If you say okay, it just takes you to the Venmo app. You're already logged in, everything that works. So you can trust it. And similarly, the PayPal link takes you to a nice PayPal secure UI that's like, using this.
Were those
That's it.
were those special URLs, or were they like
They're
your-
HTTPS URLs.
Oh, great.
They're not like weird.
That's a really smart idea. I really like this because that happens all the time. And then I also have to say to people like, oh, which one do you use? And it's just like
That's the problem I'm trying to solve, is like making that UX,
easy.
which is like human to human UX even,
Yeah.
just like simpler.
Never heard of Square Cash.
That's it. I don't have Square Cash set up. I did see that option on Aaron's site, from whom I ripped off these icons.
It's easy to set up.
Okay. And
It's
the other
also
thing,
what all the kids use. Like if you ever have to accept money from somebody that is under 18 years old, there's a very, very strong chance they will not use either of those services.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because like all the millennials I know are all Venmo
The
And, like, Square Cash they
is
make fun of?
Gen Z.
because they say it's like a 30-year-old thing.
Square Cash?
Yeah. Like,
No, Square Cash is for kids. It's for
It's
Gen
skipped a
Z.
generation.
maybe it's skipped.
Yeah.
No, so like seriously, like people I know in their 30s like want to use Square Cash, and then like millennials and 20s and stuff want to use Venmo. I don't know. And then like
Yeah.
older is like PayPal.
Yeah, all the kids use Square
So
Cash.
Square Cash like leaked over.
Yeah, it's weird. But I just learned that from like having like paying interns and younger people.
Right.
They don't have Venmo. So. But the thing about it, like that thing about it not sitting in the
Account.
I think is like
The
cool.
flow.
The flow is better because like it's kind of a dark UX pattern that Venmo has. You have to remember to go cash your Venmo money out of the Venmo account. And they just rely on the fact that you have probably forgotten that
It's
you
a
have
business
like
model.
hundreds, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
business model. Like you have hundreds of dollars sitting in there or whatever much you have, and they're just making interest off of it.
I usually only keep like $100 or so anyway.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like they're really not making any money, and to me, it's the convenience of just letting it like slosh back and forth,
Yeah.
and not like I don't know, gum up my bank statement,
Yeah.
which is even more of a hassle for me.
Right.
Like-
See, that's I think why young people really like Square Cash because they don't usually are not operating
With a
with a slush fund like that. Like they are living, like they're genuinely checking their bank balance before they're like paying for brunch on their debit card, you know? And so it's more precise.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing I would add to this, besides Square Cash, that's the next thing. The next thing is /5/10/20, so that I can literally give someone a link to like, or like put it on my website, or like donate. Like if you like this article, like in a blog post, and you want to like tip me, here's like you can tip me $1, you can tip me $5 or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or
And that
for
way it's
yoga.
like super. Yeah, and then yoga is the next one.
For you, you need to add buy me coffee as a setting.
No, I already have coffee. Anyway,
Take
that's my
care.
demo.
Bye.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Hannah.
Hannah.
Have a great rest of your demo.
Thanks. Have a great week. Rest of your weekend. Short. All right. Who is 3 of you left?
I don't have anything to demo. So I'm not gonna demo this. That's pretty good.
Didn't you get your dev environment set up?
Yeah, but like
Yeah, let's do it.
That's okay. You don't. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to like stand up. You can
okay,
just tell us
you
what you
can
did.
Emma, how does that work? Let's check in.
Oh, pull it up.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was coming from the computer you were sitting at. I could have walked over there to do that.
This streaming
I forgot my HDMI subpar, unless somebody has mini.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm Emma. I made some small changes to my website, but also remembered how to actually make those changes, thanks to Oliver. I also stole his text, or font type rather. Yeah, that's about it. I wanted to explore how to add Strava, but unfortunately didn't get to that today, but that's next on my to-do list.
Mhm. And you got your dev environment set up again, right? It was,
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. That's always important. Okay.
How did you find it? Like, coming back to like what did you find as you were doing it again?
I was just like kind of looking at, for example, these things, I was just looking at your website and copying it.
Okay.
So.
It's an easy way to work.
Very glad to help. Sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a cool thing where you can like see how someone else did it and then be
Oh, I
like,
mean,
okay, I'll-
Sure. I mean,
That's
it's
the
a big
power of
part
the
why I
web.
ended up doing it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That you could do that.
Yeah.
At least when it wasn't Flash.
yeah.
All right. Who's next? David, do you have anything you want to share?
I suppose. Very few people have seen that before, because some of it's new, some of it's going to be done. But I have a copy of an old page I'm testing with.
Okay. Is this something we can pull up on the demo thing?
Public. I do not care if everybody sees my demo site.
That's
It is actually on the public web. It's tiny.n9n.us/2015/06/10. Just hit enter, there's only one entry. Click that first entry of the western wall. It's a 2015 post that was originally posted on my site.
Mm.
So this is where I test things. I copy over actual entries from elsewhere. So there are actually a few things going on here. If you go down to the bottom, you'll see a face pile.
Whoa.
Now that face pile was something that I wrote a little while ago, but I've been working on making this feature acceptable for stable inclusion. So this was put in back in July, but it was never actually committed to stable, so anyone could use it, including me, because I refused to actually put anything that isn't stable on my own site. And stable, because this is part of the semantic linkbacks plugin for WordPress, stable is as defined by that plugin's developer.
Mm.
So those are actual imported likes from Facebook of various people who liked the original post, which is, if you just change the tiny.n9n.us to david.chansky.com, you'd see the non-edited version. But this theme here, could you scroll?
Sure.
Yeah, but just scroll to the top.
It's reversed.
Yeah, that's it. Happens to be the 2016 default theme. One of the other things that I was on my list that I started doing today was actually converting the stock 2016 theme to a indie web capable theme. So that started by amending a bunch of the micro format stuff and starting to add in support for various plugins. Just before this demo, I finally finished getting the location to the side meta area there, so you can see the location there instead of where it defaultly goes if your theme doesn't support it, which is actually lower down, right below the picture. Right there, it's in that block where it says Western Wall Plaza. But I put it in the sidebar, so they're basically, I've both visually and otherwise, I've been trying to make this a indie web friendly theme because it's already a theme people know. So if I make some minor modifications, people may use the fork version, which will hopefully be done.
Sweet.
Cool.
Other than that, I did a whole bunch of clerical things I wanted to do, including pushing about 3 different updates. Such as, let's see, what did I do? The HCard widget that's been waiting to be updated. I found somebody in the chat room to actually approve it since it requires review approval.
Mm.
And that's actually now live for everybody. And I pushed a bunch of little things that I've been meaning to.
Sorry, that was called HCard. What widget?
Basically, I had a widget for HCards inside the syndication links plugin, but it made no sense to have it there. So I created an updated version and this afternoon and pushed it into the IndieWeb plugin.
Oh, okay. So you added an HCard widget to the IndieWeb plugin.
Yes, after removing an older HCard widget from the syndication links plugin.
Thank you.
So a bunch of little things.
Nice.
What to do? Maybe if I actually get this or independent publisher, which I've also been adding IndieWeb plugin support to a point at which I'd actually want to use them, my site wouldn't look as bare bones as it currently does. You actually want to pull my actual site up?
Sure.
Just to show you what it is I'm working against.
Is it .com?
Yeah. There it is. That's the last version of the theme. So that sidebar there is actually the unstyled HCard widget.
Ah, okay.
As I said, unstyled because I didn't style it in the theme.
Right.
But there we are. I'm also asking people to help me create a better HCard. So I've tried to crowdsource the idea.
Right.
So far, no one.
I mean, you've seen.
Crowdsource the idea for HCard itself, or
I know for my HCard. So I'm asking if anybody who knows me.
oh,
has
your
a
own.
solution.
Got it. Got it.
So there's my site as it exists today. But we'll see.
You could always go HCard shopping and look at Zegnats.
What isn't in that thing?
Exactly. So if
So the
you're
question
missing out on what can go in there, he's
I know
got the whole
I'm trying
store.
to decide what's important about me.
Okay.
So I'd like to hear from people who know me what they think is important about me.
Repeat
I see.
repeat with the museum director.
That goes in an HCard?
Just-
Oh
that's
my
all I-
gosh.
I think-
I don't know. Like, let's represent our beefs in our HR.
Yes. Alliances.
I'll create a special gripe section
Enemies.
just for you.
Yeah. Or oh yeah, different severities, vendettas.
Well, see, then I need a special gripe post type.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
With the gripe level measured in some sort of metric between 1 and 10.
Maybe an HTML meter
I
element.
think that just sounds like a negative review.
Yeah.
And just
Well, I don't
zero
have
stars.
feelings. The mood
What did I do with
kind,
that fruit?
it's all, I can't use type because it's a
Gone?
reserved word in WordPress. I have to call it kind. The mood kind was actually created by somebody as the optional add-on to the post kind.
Kevin Mark says rel nemesis.
Yes.
Stop.
Is there a realm nemesis?
I believe there was part of XFN, right?
No, XFN is deliberately positive relationships only, and actually that's an.
Oh, that's right. It was an XEN, wasn't it? Someone made that as an April Fool's. The XML enemies. It doesn't matter. All right. One more demo.
Okay, so my demo is more, I didn't really get what I wanted to, what I wanted to get done was,
Hashtag pause.
what was it I was trying to get done? Research, well, no, that's not true. Research and choose a static site generator and install locally. So I actually looked at 2 different ones. And they're local, but I can bring up, I'll bring up websites of the stuff that it was. Let me just go to my site so I can remember which ones I did.
Too many to punch in any URLs on the.
I can do it.
Oh, cool.
No worries. So, I mean, in sort of the criteria, I originally had wanted to focus on ones that are made in JavaScript because that's really the only programming language I know, or maybe even CoffeeScript. And I was also inspired by your frustration with Jekyll. So I just kind of looked at it. I mean, Jekyll is sort of unavoidable because it's just so popular. And but I was looking at some other stuff. There's this one called Harp, which was JS.
Harpjs.com.
Harpjs.com, which was pretty cool. What I liked about it was that it seemed, I like the kind of polyglot approach. It was, you could use Jade, you could use EJS or Markdown. And then I also looked at Jekyll again. I mean, it just seems to be, it's just so popular. And then also even like say Learning Liquid could be applicable maybe in a future job. But I don't really know Ruby. And then I looked at Hugo and did a install locally. Hugo is
GoHugo.io.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got fast fingers because it's all in my browser history.
And so I like that too. And the theming sort of community seemed pretty interesting. So I don't know. I'm not sure where it actually. I did a little demo and Harp, a little demo. Hugo, I could kind of see both of them. Hugo seems a bit more mature and seems really fast, but Harp seemed a little bit more fun. Just because you could kind of try different things. So anyway, there was that. And then I still have this issue where I am, where I got kind of basically locked out of my DigitalOcean droplet, and I can only get it to the console. So I don't know how to even copy over a new key if I can only get to the console and I can't copy paste in the console itself, the web-based console. So I don't know what I actually have to literally type it out character by character in order to get it to work.
I got some ideas. I can help you out.
Okay. So there's that issue. The other reason, I mean, what I would normally do in the past is I would just kind of blow the droplet away and rebuild. And just copy over files from GitHub. But right now I use Git and I do a Git pull to just update on it. It's kind of like the way I deploy. I used to use Vagrant, and for that I used to just drop stuff into an FTP client. So
So like it has unsaved stuff that's like stuff that only lives on the box.
No, I mean, like, the stuff that lives on the box is the thing I'm scared about is Let's Encrypt. I don't know how, like, if I were to just blow it away and start up again, if that would screw up my certificate somehow and make my site look like it's a fake site.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know even how to turn it off and then turn it back on again. It's one of these things where I like kind of just follow a tutorial and just kind of
Gotcha.
did just follow the steps but didn't understand stuff. So anyway, look, I'm still dealing with that stuff. And I guess sort of the final thing I wanted to mention was maybe that was it. Yeah, that was it.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right. Yay!
Do we have any remote demos?
We have nobody who was in the Hangouts, so if somebody
I thought Rob might have one.
Oh, you got him in there.
Oh, I did actually. Could I actually do one thing?
Sure,
I
absolutely.
wanted to
We pull up a picture.
just kind of a quick, I guess, sort of. I did resurrect an old, like when we were talking about stuff and kind of being maybe like kind of opening up a bit more like I used to be on my site. My current site is this, and it's just like a one pager that it's kind of just using to just kind of farm up to my identities elsewhere. Eventually, I'd like to totally micro format this all up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my future goal. But I found an older version of my site from like 2003, and where I kind of did this dividing up of like kind of more work stuff and my tools. All these obviously need to be updated, my resume and my contact information. So some of the stuff's great. So I feel like I'm going to kind of go back to this site.
Did you say this was from 2000?
Yeah, I mean 2013. I'm sorry.
13, okay.
13. Yeah, 13.
Nice.
So I think I want to go back to this. Even design-wise, I like this better than the current design.
I like that there are more like things you can click on the top of the other one.
Yeah.
But I don't like the red.
You don't like red?
No.
That's fair. That is fair.
It's good feedback.
I like the colors on here, this one more than the red.
Yeah,
But
maybe
that's just me.
that's what I'll start is I'll actually just convert this over, but use the color scheme from this one,
Yeah.
transition.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
So that's all I got.
Cool. Yay. All right. So we're waiting to hear from the IRC, although it seems like maybe there are no remote demos. But that may be it.
Cool.
Congrats, everyone.
Yeah, congrats. As we wrap up, I would like to try and do
Interviews.
short 1-minute interviews. So anybody that has a minute, I have 3 main questions. What is your name? What is your website? And what got you involved with the Indie Web? And if we don't spend a minute on that, then I'll make up some more questions. And the goal is to put these at the top of the Indie Web podcast. So they just become short little like 1-minute clips. They're super fun. I did a bunch of them out at Indie Web Summit in Portland, and people love them. This also goes for anyone watching remotely. Reach out to me in the Indie Web chat if you'd like to do these. There's no reason we can't do them remotely. It's pretty easy. You just need a good mic. Anything else? Tante, do you have any closing remarks? I know you're kind of heads down there.
Let's see.
What's next? Next IWC?
Well, we also just finished Indie Web Camp Istanbul, which I haven't heard much about.
You'll have to see what's going on with them.
Because we've been heads down running and doing this.
There's Berlin in November
So then it's the next IndieWeb camp that's scheduled.
and
November
Austin in
3rd and
December.
4th, or 4th and 5th. And then we have IndieWeb Camp Austin in December,
December 9th and 10th.
9th and 10th. And those are the only IndieWeb camps we have confirmed planned for the rest of the year, those two. But we are looking at planning SF still. So stay tuned for that. That's on the planning page. If you have opinions about when
I'd love an excuse to come out there.
you could make it. So let's see, we have the SF dates. Yeah, there's a couple of dates there. There's a few dates there. We should probably add some more. LA is also being planned, but it looks like they're looking at January, February dates.
Mhm.
So that one's also useful if you can make it out to LA to, if you're gonna be around LA and a weekend works in particular better for you than others to indicate that. And that's all on the planning page.
Great.
/planning 27, /planning pound 2017.
Yep.
So I think that's all we have. Thanks. Let's do thank yous to,
Thanks,
most of all to our host, Dahlberg.
Let's thank Dalvik, not me.
Okay. Thanks,
And our facilitator for hosting, Emma. Thank you very much.
Yay! Thank
Guys, I really didn't do anything.
you.
You arrange the space.
Which in New York City is no small feat.
Yeah.
I tried for
Exactly.
a long time to get
Penthouse with
space
nice
for
light.
our website club.
Yeah.
Still had trouble with that because everybody wants money. And
Yeah.
we don't have money.
It's tough, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And our other sponsors,
Mozilla.
thanks to Mozilla for coffee,
Thank you for coffee.
for the Pika coffee.
To Marty
Those
for
days.
lunch.
To This Week in the IndieWeb audio edition, the podcast. That's a chance for me to push it. Everybody should check that out and subscribe. And
For bagels and fruit for breakfast.
that
days.
breakfast was thanks to our backers on Open Collective.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Yeah, so that's that was sponsored by people like you. You go to opencollective.org, opencollective.com/IndieWeb. You can become a backer of the IndieWeb, and that actually helps pay for events like this. We can have
Domain
bagels. Yeah, but it also keeps servers up, so it lets us run services and like the wiki, so we can have that. That's pretty important.
And IndieWebify.me and
Right, yeah.
all our test
So many of
suites
the
for
tools.
standards and such.
So yeah, thank you all for
So
that.
they did breakfast, everyone.
Yeah.
In particular, let's call out the Bridgie sponsorship.
Oh
Because
yes.
they have like repeating, I forget what level it is, but they have like the highest, the higher level
It's pretty high.
of repeating sponsorship through Open Collective. So thank you very much to Bridgie.
Yeah, thank you, Bridgie. Official sponsor.
They're an official sponsor. Okay.
I feel like we need a board somewhere with this.
And then
there is one. It's
So I meant a physical one to hold up on this.
oh yeah. There's a
A
lot of
little
little
icon.
thanks to the This Week in IndieWeb audio edition for lunch today, which was delicious.
Yes.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Very healthy.
Yeah, it was nice healthy lunch.
So I think that's all we have for the camp. We're going to clean up. We're going to wrap things up. This camp. We tried a couple of different things. We had fewer people, but with like richer sites. So we kind of did deep dives on each site, and we have that in the recording yesterday. So hopefully we'll figure out a way to slice those up
Extract that and document it.
because there's a lot in there. Like I would love to watch Rob's presentation about his site again, and Oliver's presentation about his site. And all the like the challenges of like being a freelancer and such, because I think that's the kind of thing that the IndieWeb can help.
Definitely.
In particular, because if you're like, it's one thing to have your own domain for fun and like a vanity site. It's another thing to like conduct business as an individual with your own website. And I feel like that's a really important thing for the IndieWeb to help strengthen.
Yeah.
Is everyone to become their own best advocate.
And the two fun takeaways was reverse SEO from Matt's comment yesterday, where he wants to take certain people that he interacts with in a lot of social media for work and find ways to drive them away from his site.
And
Oh, interesting.
And the idea is that, and that's sort of related to something Oliver talked about, which is reverse SEO in the sense of figuring out who is coming to your site and giving them a different version of your site than they might. You would give a friend a URL that is your domain, but they would see a more focused version of your site. Whereas if you give a recruiter your website and you recognize that they're a recruiter, they see the business side of you.
Right, and maybe even cookie them so you know that's how they got there.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a fun concept.
All right, cookie.
Make it
Proactive.
make it sticky for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Cookie.
So that was one thing we did differently yesterday.
Yeah.
So
So
that
deep dives.
And then today, what we did differently with the project is instead of having project hack sessions, we each picked up to 3 of our like most important things we wanted to potentially work on and put them on sticky notes. And then we let everyone also like add their names to existing projects if they want to work together on stuff. And I feel like, if we go through that, I think that worked reasonably well. Like, we can even like check off the things that people did, right?
Sure.
Like audio posts, you got that done, right, Marty?
Yeah, I did.
So that's a big check for that one. Did you change the color on your homepage?
I
thought you
did. I copied Oliver's color scheme.
Nice.
Done.
And I'm not letting him go back to red.
Add Strava page. Yeah, that's a much bigger thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I got the page done. Theme style, little
Small check.
small check.
What's part of a check? Can I have a check in a circle? No, I'm saying, what indicates a partial check?
I think that the smaller check, you got something done on it, right? Like you feel like you're not done working on that, but you got something done.
It's one of like 5 things.
Incremental progress.
Yeah.
Cool. You shipped something.
Yeah.
Great. Or deploy base files. I saw that.
Yeah, that happens.
So that's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, pending approval.
Yeah, that's done.
Resume that didn't happen. That's fine. Web mentions. I didn't do any work, Marty.
I didn't touch it.
Okay. Any posse automation?
Sort of. I fixed some bugs that would have stopped me from getting it to work. So like one tiny incremental check.
We'll give it a little bit.
Little
Okay.
check.
I need a proof.
You picked this another site generator, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I got this done.
Yeah, I did that.
That's a
Yeah.
big
Well, at
one.
least I've got 2. I've got I know more.
I didn't do anything with Posse Strava, and for
I didn't
Pursuit,
do
I
that.
did nothing on that. You know what we did? I'll put one up for him, which is to.
Development environment.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Kevin just asked
he
if I guess
said,
we're talking about I guess the cookie type of thing. If that was a use case for any cookie. I don't know.
Multiple
For indie config. I'm not sure. Yes. Sorry.
dev locally. Just gonna write that one up for her. Because she got that done. Give her a big check mark.
And so was that editing .com file locally for her?
Oh yeah, like and it's like whole bunches of stuff.
And so that was still using because she's using like not the Mac Pro but Mac, right? Like the regular, like the
Yeah, the regular free version.
Yeah.
And then
Smart.
did anyone else update content on their homepage? You did, right? You
Not,
changed your picture.
not really. Oh, I did change my picture. That's true.
So update homepage, right? That's another one we did not capture, and that was part of your goal, I think.
That was part of my goal.
So you put that down, but you know who else did that was Hannah. So I'm gonna actually put that up there too. I just like the visual expressions of stuff like this. So that's gonna go here, because I think that's like close enough. And that definitely gets like a massive check because you both did that. So if we look at this like list of projects we talked about working on and like which ones actually got done, we got like a huge amount. So of the 8 front-end related things, we got 6 of them, 6-ish of them done. Of the 6 back-end things, we got 2.5-ish of them done. And that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I think
Like,
in
we
the
have a lot of
past,
stuff to work on.
in the past we've thrown a lot of things on the whiteboard and like maybe one thing happens.
Yeah, but we never did it like this,
Yeah.
where we each like pick up to 3 and then other people can add their names of like, oh, I'm gonna work on that too.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I'm pretty convinced that this is a good way to potentially do half days in the future.
Yeah.
If you guys think that's too, because it's the one thing I think we could have done maybe differently is as we got things done, we could go over there and like check them.
Right. Yeah, that would have
And
been
it kind of like adds more like, you know, like, oh man, they checking stuff off.
Actually, you know what? I really
I'm gonna check it off, but have a picture of you checking it off.
Post it to your site. I could have used that because when I got my thing done, I was like up in everyone's face because I was just so excited to have finished something.
You were demoing it, yeah.
And yeah, I was like, everyone look, and they're like, stop, I'm busy. And yeah, so having a check step and then like being able to walk it off, I think would have actually been great.
Walk it up.
I put a little section on the wiki, which is like projects that people were completing, just because I finished an update to a template.
Oh, yeah.
Source alt thing. I was like, that's so meta, but it is something I got done here.
Right.
So I put it on there, and that was my like way of kind of capturing a little silent virtual chat.
Nice.
But yeah, this is like a bit more satisfying. So we can take the before and after shots.
Wait, I think we missed one thank you, which was to Tontek,
Oh,
who
yes.
did all of the organization to like set this up, make the wiki page, gather us here. I wasn't here yesterday, but I think what I understand is that he led and set up this situation. So thank you, Tontek.
Yay.
Well, great job, everyone. And I think with that, we've credited sponsors. We talked about what we did differently this time, what worked.
Why don't we start planning Indie Webcamp NYC 2018?
I was just gonna say, took the words out of my mouth. It would be great to do another one next year, maybe even like earlier in the year, if we can get in space or.
Can we ask if, in advance if we find a date, or can you facilitate that?
Yeah, I mean, I think generally like, so long as there's not something else going on here, Delaware is pretty open to letting staff.
Okay, so we know we potentially have a venue, which helps a lot in planning.
Yeah, I mean, I do like have to like, it's not like a book, like I do
That's
have
why I
to.
said, that's
but-
why I said potentially.
Yeah, but like generally, I think that as long
We haven't
as there's
objected
enough
so far.
there's no issues, yeah.
That's great.
And so far, let's see, we've had to, what was it last time?
So
Parade last
TBA.
time.
No, like definitely, only thing is like, I just don't wanna say like any weekend, just because I have to check like.
We should.
You're saying that it is a likely possibility that we could assume
Highly likely.
if we're flexible with the date.
Yeah.
If need be, that.
Should we
Yeah.
set a date to like check in and say like on this date start planning the next one?
Well, what we can do is we can create a 2018 NYC section on the wiki,
It's already
on the
there.
planning page.
Yeah.
And just start putting down
Dates.
possible dates.
Well, the
And people
further-
can like +1 or -1 them. And then when we get clustered them, when we get a few handful of dates that like multiple people can say, I can be there.
I'm saying, not January, just because that didn't work out for us this once.
Oh, come on, we had a great time.
I got snowed in at my house, I had to watch you guys remotely, it hurt my feelings.
Oh,
We were
right.
having all that fun and I was stuck at home.
We were risking being like lost in the snow.
I couldn't risk it, I couldn't get to the end of my block.
Indie web campers are risking their life to make it there.
You know,
That was like true dedication.
I was dedicated remotely, it was an Indie Web day.
So that's a great note to close on is we'll add, or I think Marty's adding right now, if I can look over his shoulder from this distance, a 2018 NYC planning section. And we'll put up some possible dates up there. Blizzards be damned, because we know we are weatherproof. We've done it before, we'll do it again. Come on, bring it, global warming.
Don't tempt it.
Yeah.
And that's, so sign on to that wiki, check out the section for planning 2018. And
Should think March something. No, not too springy, not too. It comes in like a lion.
I mean, the weather here is really pleasant. Like,
Yeah.
we've been here, this is fall, this is nice.
You really want to.
Did we have any other, you say Kevin Marks had something remotely, or no? No?
Not to demo. He was asking questions.
Okay, so
They
anything
were good.
from Rob?
Not that I saw. I don't think Rob showed back up. No. No, I think he is checked out.
Yeah, 2 hours ago, he said, I'll add the URL when it's live. Okay. So we have one more outstanding demo from Rob.
Look for that. Look for that open
Look for
loop.
that too. And with that, I think we're gonna close up. Marty might do a few more interviews for the podcast. But other than that, we are done for the day.
Sounds good.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Keep
Thank
on
you.
rocking
Thank
the
you.
independent web.
Bye.
And what time do we have to vacate the premises?